Okay, so last week we nearly finished discussing Unit 2, and uh, we discussed the speaking strategy of how to offer to pay, and you now know how to uh, suggest to pay or offer to pay for a meal, and you also can use uh, these kinds of expressions to split the bill so that each of you and your friend would pay their uh, own costs of the meals in a restaurant. Um, Now here we also, I think we mentioned these. We mentioned these exercises. I don't know. As I said, it is mixed up with the evening studies. With the evening studies, we reached to some further levels, while with you, we're still uh, somewhat somehow behind. Okay, here, page 15, exercise 1. Uh, there are complaints and there are responses. And here, uh, the exercise here declares that there are expressions you can use to get the waiter's attention, like "excuse me," uh, "sorry, but I asked," or like any other expression. And there is two expressions you can use to help you complain politely. And also, this is by saying uh, sorry or I'm afraid I asked. This is a more polite way to uh, ask something from the waiter in a polite polite way. Okay, now let's move on to the next page. Here we're going to listen to Martin Vickers, who is a food critic, and he's talking about two restaurants he has been to recently. And we have to listen to him and make sure whether is uh, he liked the restaurant or not. He is discussing different different matters related to the restaurant, and we have to decide whether these matters, like the atmosphere, the service, the food quality, and the value uh, for money, like how much of 10, we have to decide how would this guy, who is a TV food critic, give as a rate to these two restaurants. The first restaurant is called the Big Bistro, while the second one is the Salad Thai. We have to listen here. I think we're going to stick with this one only, and we're not going to listen again and fill these spaces because there is no need to. Okay, now let's listen.
Well, I went to two very different restaurants this week. The first was the Big Bistro on King Street. As its name suggests, it was big, although the atmosphere was quite sophisticated. The staff were professional and the service was very attentive. The food, though, was disappointing. My tuna salad starter was unimaginative, and the steak I had for the main course was rather tough. The potatoes were undercooked too. The meal cost £17, but with £5 for a glass of wine and £3 tip on top, I'd say it was not good value for money. So just 6 out of 10. The second restaurant was Sala Thai on Gilbert Road, an independent restaurant rather than a big chain. The atmosphere here was relaxed and inviting, and the staff were all very friendly. The service was excellent. I had a hot and spicy soup to start with, which was very enjoyable. And for the main course, a very tasty fish dish. Absolutely delicious. It was cheap too, just £20, including drinks and service. So I'd say Salatai is definitely worth a visit. 9 out of 10.
Okay, so the atmosphere here, as the exercise itself has solved, is good in Big Bistro, and while the service here was the service. Yes, Ibrahim, Zahra Ibrahim, sorry.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
He say about the service, it was very attentive, so we can choose. It was good.
Yeah, yeah, it was good,
Yeah.
and the food quality uh, was it also good?
No, it was poor because he say it's disappointed.
Yeah, very good. Thank you so much, Zahra.
Welcome.
Yeah, so as Zahra said, uh, he seems to be not a very big fan of this restaurant. He rated the atmosphere as good, while the service was uh, was also good, but the food quality was some kind of poor. And then he gave a rating of how much out of 10? Yes, Hara.
Good morning, mister.
Good morning, Hara.
He also said about service very attentive and food disappointing,
Mhm.
like risotto potatoes.
Okay. So what about the value for money? Was it يعني 10 out of 10 or was it less? Have anyone noticed? Yes, Zain Abdi. Thank you, Hara.
Good morning, mister.
Good morning, Zain Abdi.
I think he said 15. It's more than 10.
Oh, the big bistro. He didn't يعني compliment it so much يعني ما مدح بيه كلش. بالعكس دم يعني أقل من المتوسط للفود كواليتي، فالفاليو كان إيش قد؟
5 and 3.
Nah, no,
Um,
okay, thank you, Zinaudin. Let's hear from Ruqayya Muslim.
Yes, mister.
Yes, what do you
He
think?
he have said 6 of 10.
Yeah, that's right. He said it was 6 out of 10, which is some kind of below average of a rating. Okay, that was with the Big Bistro restaurant, which we said he didn't uh, pretty much like. يعني. The Salatai, on the other hand, was, I think, a good one, a good choice for this food critic, since for the atmosphere, he rated it to be for the three of them، يعني ثلاثتهم تقريبا نفس الريتنج ممكن يعتبر. رقية حسين.
Yes, Mr.
Yeah.
I will talk about the atmosphere.
Okay.
Yes. Atmosphere, the Tali say that is good service and good food quality and good volume of money, 9 of a 10.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you so much, Ruqayya. Yes, the atmosphere was good, so was the service and the service and the the food quality. They were all good, and he gave it a 9 out of 10, which is something like the opposite of the first restaurant he seems not to like. Okay, we said that we're going to skip this one, and yeah, here is a class bonus. We could have done that if we weren't in an online class. And here there is a site you can check in which you can uh, listen to different conversations related to restaurants. Anyway, through this unit, now we can understand explanations of dishes on a menu. We can now understand when someone describes uh, or explains what a dish is made of, and we can offer to pay. This is an important point in this unit, and we also can complain effectively if there is a problem, and we can understand restaurant reviews. Okay, here we didn't give the most attention to this exercise. It is an important one. It is about how to make a polite complaint to a waiter or to a restaurant owner. And here we have things that can be said by a customer and the responses that can be can be given by the uh, waiters. Like the first point here, we've been waiting for our drinks for half an hour. This is some kind of complaint to which the waiter responds by saying, "Sorry, I'll bring them for you now." Okay. Here we have B. Excuse me, the carrots are almost raw. To which the waiter can answer by saying, "Oh dear, I'll get you some more for you." And there are some points which could, like we discussed, sorry, we discussed it in the evening studies. There are some points that can be matched with more than one answer. Okay, yeah. Here we have, I'm afraid I asked for it rare, but this steak is virtually well done. And the answer of the waiter would be, "Sorry, sir, I'll bring you another one as quickly as possible." I didn't know the dish had nuts. I'm allergic to them. The answer would be, "Sorry, sir, I forgot to mention it. Would you like to order a different main course?" don't you have chairs for children? And the answer would be, I'm afraid not, with a cushion too. Yeah, these are any different complaints you can make in a restaurant, and the responses given by the waiters to these complaints. Sorry, but I asked for the bill 10 minutes ago, يعني you're late. You can say, the waiter will say, I'll find out what has happened. Okay, now the expression that you can use to get the waiter's attention is you you would raise your hand like in a restaurant and say, excuse me. Yeah, when a waiter's walking, uh, and you want to get his attention, you would use this phrase to يعني get the waiter's attention. Excuse me. Okay. So yeah, in an exam, I may ask, what would you say to get the waiter's attention? And you can say, yeah, excuse me. Hawra, do you have any comment to say?
Yeah, about an expression you can use to get the waiter attention.
Yeah,
Just excuse me, or we can say also pardon.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, pardon is also uh, a suitable word or expression to use to get the waiter's attention. Okay, thank you, Hawra. يعني هسه when you are in a situation in a in a restaurant and you want to get the waiter's attention, you would use this expression to get his attention. The two expressions that would help you complain in a polite way would be those with like sorry or I'm afraid. These are some types of expressions you can use to start your complaint in a polite way, in order not to hurt يعني or hurt others' faces. Face يعني face saving strategies. Yeah, these are related to saving others' faces. It's a pragmatical um, expression. Anyway, okay. Yeah, these are some of the important points and sections in this unit. Yes, Seja?
Mister, this is exercise D.
Yes.
Is required of us in exam.
Yeah, these 2 points are يعني the most important one. يعني you are used to the way of the questions that will come in an exam. متعودين انتوا على طريقة الأسئلة بالامتحان، فخليكم موقف مثلا انت you are in a restaurant وتريد مثلا تجذب انتباه الويتر، ف what would you say؟ فمجرد excuse me would be enough يعني. اوكي، هذا اللي يهمنا، ما يهمنا يعني هاي الجملة شنو ردها وغيرها، مو هاي التفاصيل الدقيقة. تهمنا دائما احنا السبيكينج ستراتيجيز، الاستراتيجيات اللي ممكن نستخدمها بالحياة اليومية. فهاي مهمة، انه شلون نحصل على انتباه الويتر، ومهمة انه شلون تخلي طلبك او شكوتك تكون اكثر ادب. يعني make a polite complaint to a waiter about مثلا your food being cold مثلا، او the bill coming late. فانتوا اكيد تعرفون شلون تعبرون، بس اهم شيء هي البداية، بانه انا قلت polite، فانتوا لازم تعرفون انه تبدوها ب sorry او I'm afraid. اوكي، مثلا sorry but my food is cold. could you حتى لو لهنا تتوقفون بس مثلا sorry my food is cold not full stop and this would be a polite complaint. You can also use I'm afraid مثلا I'm afraid I have asked for the bill 10 minutes ago مثل ما sorry yeah so these are the strategies and these 2 points are the most important part of these يعني exercises أيضا مهمة did you know section دائما تكون مهمة والspeaking strategy اللي هي offer to pay أيضا أخليك موقف مثلا بمطعم وتقاسم الفاتورة مع صديقك أوكي أو لا أنت أعرض أنه أنت تدفع الفاتورة فيا you should know these expressions which could be used to either split the bill or to pay the bill yourself. Okay, Sejal? And others? Okay. Yeah. Yeah, we're surely going to make a lecture before the exams again, like last year, before each exam, and we're going to point at the important parts. But yet, يعني, whatever we focus on in our lectures are important for the exam. Okay, now we're going to skip to Unit 3. I don't know if I told you or discussed it with you يعني جاي نشوف إنه يعني we're as we يعني as you can remember the the units are similar to those we يعني studied last year تقريبا نفس الترتيب إذا تذكرون إنه
Yes,
كان
exactly.
yeah there were units about food بس يعني different subjects are discussed كانت مثلا اليونت المرتبط بالطعام كان شوية يخوض تفاصيل أكثر العام about ingredients وغيرها كان عندنا يونت مرتبط بالaccommodation إذا تذكرون إذا جاي تشوفون وياي بالشاشة فأيضا هنا هسه وصلنا إلى يونت أيضا مرتبط بالaccommodation لأنه أنت شلون إذا تريد تحجز أو شقة معينة أو بيت معين I don't know if you have flipped the pages or take a look at the unit بس ما أدري إذا أكو أحد شاف شنو يخوض بهذا اليونت يقدر يحكي لنا شوي مختصر Yes, Hara.
Yes, mister. In this unit 3, I'm looking for a flat. Maybe if anyone wanted to rent a flat or maybe went to buy a house,
Yes.
to ask anyone, I'm looking for a flat. Just as you say here, it is get already written, it's cottage and also a terraced house or also a block of flats.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Yeah, as we said يعني before, it is mainly about how to thank you, Hara, how to make or search for accommodations, places to stay in. So yeah, this is one of the main points of this unit. Can anyone else give us kind of brief introduction about Yes, Huda Aziz.
In this unit, we learn how can ask about alternatives to help find the right place, or can ask detailed question about costs and the legal requirements, and can deal with problems and complain effectively.
Yeah, well, that's good. Okay, thank you, Huda. Yeah, Huda, as يعني Hawra gave also a good introduction or a good briefing of the unit and its details. Yeah, it's exactly like that. Yani it's all about how to ask about houses, and also a good point from Huda. Yes, it was uh, about the legal steps you have to take in order to like own or discuss owning a house or renting a house. Yeah, these are the main points related to Unit 3. Here we have a get ready to section in which we are used to at the beginning of each unit. Here we have to match the type of accommodation with the picture from 1 to 5. We have a semi-detached house, which is like a house near another, which is like here in picture 5. And we have a cottage, which is something we could call the house in picture what? What would you think? Which of these pictures we could call as a cottage? Yes, Zara Ibrahim?
Picture 4.
Yeah, picture 4 is a cottage. It is a cottage like house. Yes, thank you. A terraced house is a house which would have a terrace, and it would be like similar to the house in picture number 3. A detached house is somehow different from the semi-detached house because of yani being detached, yani like independent. There's no other house sticked to it. يعني منزل لوحده. Yeah, it is picture number 1. While a block of flats, this is like uh, an apartment full of flats, which we have many of them, like in our city. Yeah, these are different types of accommodation, some of which you can buy or even rent. Here we have some adjectives related to flats and houses. Some of them are good adjectives, yani positive ones, which would be like a rate up for uh, a house or an accommodation, and some of them are can be considered as negative, and yeah, they would like uh, be a rate down to the house or the flat they are discussing or describing. Here we have a modern, we can call a flat or a house a modern one, and would it be a positive one, or would it be uh, a negative description or adjective? I think yeah, it's clear. Zahra Abdulaziz,
Yes, good morning.
good morning. Zahra.
I think it's positive.
Yeah, it's positive. It's good to be modern, yani. Uh, it is something new. So yeah, it is a positive. Well, here we have cramped. Cramped, which could be considered an Anschläge.
Yes, a
Yeah,
cramped negative.
yeah. It is some place which would be like a narrow place, not a wide place. We have the opposite of it here, spacious, which means like a house which would have enough space for different kind of things. So yeah, this one would be a positive one, while here cramped would be uh, a negative one. A private here could be considered as a positive or a negative. رقية حسين.
Yes, Mr. Is a positive.
Yeah, it is a positive one.
Yes.
Private. Yes, thank you. Private house. And I think, yeah, we have here some adjectives that we didn't agree on the same idea on some of the adjectives in the evening studies, and it's okay. يعني هسه راح نعرف شنو المقصود. Yeah, quiet here is, I think, يا طالب. We have quiet and noisy.
Yes, quite
Yeah,
positive.
yeah. While noisy is,
Stuff the negative.
yeah, exactly. Quiet is a positive adjective for a house, while noisy is a negative adjective for describing a house. Noisy would be mean like being in a house full of people or full of noisy children. So yeah, this would uh, be a bad adjective. Here we have isolated. Iman Mansour.
Yes, mister. It is
Yes,
negative.
it is negative. Okay, thank you, Iman. And do you all agree with Iman? يعني مرات تشوفون انه على الانستغرام او غيره ينشرون مثلا بيت بجزيرة، فيقول لك انت مثلا تريد تعيش هنا، فيا you find like comments that they all agree and want to stay in an isolated place and live in isolation. فبالمساء قسم من الطلاب قالوا لا احنا نعتبر ال isolated positive adjective. Yeah, يعني these are احنا متعودين على get ready to section to be something يعني discussable، مو مثلا أجوبة موحدة ممكن تكون لبعض الأجوبة، يعني لبعض التمارين. فيا isolated ممكن إنه يكون قصده أنه بعيد عن المدينة، ف... تكون شوية الحياة فيها صعبة، لكن
We can say both, positive or negative.
what? Sorry.
But isolated, we can say both, positive or negative.
يعني هو هذا اللي جاي أقول أنه ناقشناه بالمسائي، الطلاب قالوا احنا نعتبره بوزيتيف، يعني احنا نحب شيء ايزوليتد. حقهم، يعني ممكن يكون جواب صحيح. اكو عالم مثلا تحب تعيش بيوت لوحدها، حتى لو ما بواصل لها الخدمات مثلا او شيء، بس هي تحب تنعزل. فيا we couldn't consider it to be a wrong answer to say that this is a positive answer. إذا قلنا بوزيتيف ما نقدر نقول الجواب خطأ، ولا نقدر نقول على النيجاتيف خطأ، لأن isolated معناها ممكن تكون إنه بعيدة عن أسواق المدينة أو غيرها، فتكون حياة بها صعوبة. فيعني قصدي إنه yeah, two different opinions and they both can be right. Okay, this one is spacious. We already discussed it. And here we have comfortable, which is surely something good. Comfortable is يعني a house which would be comforting and would have different kinds of comfortably luxuries. So yeah, يعني it is obvious that comfortable can be a positive adjective, while shabby يعني could be considered as the opposite of modern, something which be old and worn out. So yeah, this could be something negative, surely would be a negative adjective. We have bright and we have dingy. يعني حتى بهاي ممكن انه الآراء تتضارب. اكو عالم ممكن تحب البيوت المظلمة، فممكن تعتبر الدينجي انه يكون صفة جيدة. واكو عالم تحب البرايت، وهاي الأغلب. البرايت ممكن تعتبر positive والدينجي تعتبر negative. Messy is also a negative adjective. Okay. Here the exercise gives. Okay. We've discussed this one with the evening studies. Take the adjectives that describe your home. Let's leave it now. And here we have how important are these factors to you when you choose a home to live in. Yani size, age, location, style, and price. Which of them would you give priority, and which would you give the less attention when you choose a house؟ يا من عندكم الأهم عند شراء البيت مثلا ممكن. We can discuss this one يعني. Yes,
It is important for choice the house with the size and location because it's very important.
Okay. يعني I think you're not with the مثلا هذا اللي تناقشنا عنه ال isolated. انت ايش تعتبرينه positive لو negative؟
Both of them because it is positive for people who want live
لا
in a place
يعني
where
for
there is
you.
no
Okay.
noise and quiet.
Okay.
And,
Yeah.
and negative for people who want be who want be to the to sorry.
No, it's okay.
It is
يعني I'm asking about not people's opinion, your own opinion. انت انطيتي اللوكيشن أهمية، فيعني أعتقد إنه انت ممكن تعتبرين ال isolated negative لو لا رأيك الشخصي يعني مو الناس.
it is negative.
For you it's negative. Yeah, يعني people like I and يعني most of the people would consider isolated as negative, since location, as she said, is important for her. It is important to be in some place يعني near the city center, and yeah, to not in order not to face difficulties reaching some important matters of life. Okay, thank you so much. Um, okay, let's hear from Zainab Malik.
Yes, yes, sir. location and the price.
yeah it is يعني أيضا مع المسايا ذكر إنه ظلوا يعددون ويعرفون البرايس بالأخير. بس بالحقيقة in fact يعني مثل ما قالت زينب price is important يعني خاصة in our current life يعني we're living in. So yeah, price should be important يعني أكيد السعر له أهمية يعني إذا كنا نحكي الواقع yeah that these are two good choices زينب thank you. خلي بس نسمع من زين العابدين وبعدين skip to the next part. Yes.
Yeah, doctor. Yeah, I think it's the price and style. It's the most important.
حلو.
Yeah.
يعني جاي نشوف انه اراء مختلفة، وهو هذا اللي دائما يعرض لنا اياه بال get ready to section. يعني هنا زين العابدين يهتم بالستايل اضافة للبرايس. الستايل يهمه مثلا اكثر من اللوكيشن والايج والسايز. اوكي. Yes, thank you زين العابدين. Now here اعتقد بس راح نستمع ل هاي المحادثة حتى نخلص الفارق مع يا راح نستمع ونتناقش المقطع الصوتي هذا، ومن بعدها ننهي المحاضرة. yeah, listening explaining your requirements. عندنا هنا شخص اسمه أوليك has just started work in Dublin, Ireland. He is looking for a place to stay and decides to phone an agency, listen and answer the questions. هنا عندنا أوليك جاي من برا إيرلندا، جاي إلى إيرلندا هسه وبرحلة عمل يعني، يخابر مكتب عقارات حتى يحصل على بيت يقدر يجلس بيه. فعندنا هنا سؤالين، انه هل راح يعيش لوحده او يعيش مع شخص، يعني تشارك البيت مع شخص اخر لو يريد لوحده، وما اذا كان يريد يأجر او يشتري. وايضا ذني نحط ورقة وقلم يمنا حتى نملي هاي المتطلبات اللي طلبها أولك. أوكي، ذني سؤالين عندنا وهاي مجموعة فراغات نمليها، هي المتطلبات من الاستماع للمقطع الصوتي.
Recording 19.
Carter Property Management. Can I help you?
Oh, hello. Yes. I'm looking for a place near Trinity College.
I see. Can I take your name, please?
Yes, it's Oleg Markov.
How do you spell that?
O-L-E-G Markov. M-A-R-K-O-V. Yes. I'm looking for a flat with 2 bedrooms.
Near Trinity College, you say?
Yes, it's for me and a friend.
Okay. Do you have any pets?
No, we don't.
And are either of you smokers?
No. Oh, and we'd like a place with a garage too. My friend has car.
And how much rent are you looking to pay per month?
Not more than €1,400. That's our limit.
Okay. I'll just have a look at what we have. One moment, please.
Okay, yes. So, was he going to share or do he want to live alone? Yes, Qasim.
Hi, sir.
Hello, Qasim.
He's going live with her friend.
Yeah, he's going to live with his friend. So yeah, he's going to share the house with a friend. Thank you so much, Qasim. And Ruqayya Ahmed. Does he want to rent or to buy the property?
He want to rent.
Yeah, exactly. He wanted to, or he wants to rent the property. Uh, his name, I think he pronounced it as Oleg. Yeah, it was different from the way I pronounced it. Anyway, this is his name. The property he wants, was it a house or was it a flat? Yes, Hawra. Hassan.
Yes, mister.
Yes.
About location?
No, was it a flat or was it a house that he wanted? راد شقل or راد بيت?
No, flat, sure.
Yeah, he wanted a flat. That's good. Thank you, Hawra. Well, Ruqayya, the location was like near some.
A location is
Yeah.
near Trinity College.
Yeah, exactly. It was near a college called Trinity. While the number of bedrooms, Hanan Ishlagi.
Yeah, 2 bedrooms.
Yeah, exactly. He wanted 2 bedrooms, and thank you. And the amount of people living in there, Zahra Ibrahim.
Two,
Yeah.
he and his friends.
Exactly, yes. He and his friend. Thank you. And will there be some pets or not, Ruqayya Muslim?
No, there's no bits.
Yeah, exactly. And are they smokers or not, Ruqayya Ahmed?
No, they are not.
Yeah. And do they have other requirements? Yeah, they wanted something, Zain Abdin.
Yeah, Mister. They want a garage.
Yeah, exactly. He wanted. Oh, yeah, they wanted a garage. Well, the budget was maximum 1,400. What? Was it pounds or euros or dollars? It's better. Ruqayya Hussein.
Mr. Euro.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. It was euro.
1,400 euro.
Exactly, yes. Okay, thank you so much, all of you, for your participations today. And sorry for not being in the full strength to give the best in some parts of the lecture. Anyway, I hope يعني in the next lecture you remind me to listen إنه بقت عندنا بهاي الصفحة هذا الجزء بعدها راح نستمع إنه تتصل بي هاي صاحبة العقارات وتقول له إنه لقيت لك هاي الخيارات وراح يختار واحدة منهم، فنخليها للمحاضرة القادمة بس كل ما ننساها، ونكمل بعدها اليونت هذا حتى ننتهي من اليونت الثالث بالمحاضرة القادمة. Okay, let's